We have all at some point in our lives wanted to see into the future, right? Well, there are some lucky, maybe unlucky few that have claimed to be able to do just that. Baba Vanga, otherwise known as the Bulgarian Mystic, has claimed to have seen into the future, and quite a few of her predictions have come true. Hey Wanderers! Welcome back to another Foolish Wanderers podcast, the podcast about anything and everything. Today, we're going to be diving into the history and the predictions made from the one and only Baba Vanga, also known as the Blind Bulgarian Mystic or the Nostradamus of the Balkans. I love that last one, Nostradamus of the Balkans. That sounds so cool.
I like the Blind Bulgarian Mystic. It sounds like a Marvel superhero, like a new one.
Kind of? It sounds
What?
like
It says.
it sounds like what Doctor Strange, like one of the people he go for like guidance,
It
right?
sounds
Like,
way better than Doctor Strange. The
well, yeah,
Blind Bulgarian Mystic?
it'd be like a older lady sitting like it's like one he'd go on a quest to see, right? Like he has to like go through all these like tests and
Oh,
things to
it's
get
like
the
his
wisdom.
teacher or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. She just like sits in like a cave, like a misty magical cave,
Ooh.
and he has to go find her and like learn all of her magical ways.
I've never actually seen Doctor Strange, so I don't know what he
Really?
does. No.
Oh, there's a new one that just came out.
There's too many.
I know.
You gotta watch the TV shows. You have to watch all the movies
Yeah,
because they're all interconnected, and they
I
do it
know.
because they want money.
Exactly. Yeah, I haven't seen the. I should watch. I started watching Loki a while ago, and then I kind of fell off, just because busy. Um, but yeah, I wanted to watch WandaVision, and now isn't there's another one I think too. Oh, Moon Knight with Oscar Isaac, who plays Poe Dameron in Star Wars. He has
Mm.
one. That one looks good. I just haven't sat down to watch them, but I need to.
It's keeping up with Marvel is a full-time job,
It
and
is
I
at this
don't
point. Yeah,
want it.
I know. It used to be so simple. Like once a year, there'd be a new Marvel movie.
And that was fine. And then now
Yeah.
it's just every month is a new thing, and I'm sick of
hmm
it.
I'm kind of I'm getting worried that they're gonna run out of ideas in like 2 years and just draw everything out till it's dead.
I mean, I thought that happened 2 years ago. So,
Really?
yeah, I think I'm just ahead of you a little
Oh
bit.
no, no. I still love Marvel, but yeah, I'm getting tired of the constant money grabbing, like interconnecting
They are
universes.
beating this dead horse, but, like,
Yeah,
now the horse is really rotted, and there are just bones, and they're
it's
kind
a,
of, like, hitting the bones like drums.
I don't think it's that bad. I
It's
still
pretty bad.
Oh man. Yeah, I thought Endgame was really good. I think that was like the last one I went to go see in theaters for Marvel movies. And I think I cried.
I think I laughed.
How did you laugh?
It was
Why?
I laughed, um what part was it? Where all the women like, Pepper Potts has, like, the
Oh,
Iron
sure.
Man suit on, and all the women are like like, "Women get it done. Let's go, girls." Oh, that
Yeah.
part was so cringy, I was laughing at that.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I get the thought behind it. It's supposed to be like women empowerment, but they waited till like the last tiny bit of the movie to do it. And it's like,
It's cringy.
oh, it's a little cringy, yeah. I mean, I get the point behind it, but yeah, it is cringy.
Yeah, it's like, I understand the sentiment, but
Mhm. Alright.
it was like an SNL skit at that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
that was
know.
that bad, but, Alright, should we get into the Bulgarian Mystic?
Yes, let's get into the real deal, the real
Alright.
Marvel hero.
The real Marvel. Have you ever heard of Baba Vanga at all, besides me, like, mentioning her name to you?
No, I've only heard of
No?
Baba Yaga, and that's the little Russian witch lady that lives in the hut that's on the chicken legs, and she does something with
Oh!
children. I don't know what she does with children, but she does something with them, and it's not good.
Okay, so kinda like a Hansel and Gretel thing? Or
I
no?
don't know if it's that or if it's more like instead of a white creeper van, she has a chicken leg hut and that's like
Okay.
her van. I don't really know what she does, but I know she's like the Russian witch.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I googled it. So Baba Yaga, I've heard of that name too. Um, is a supernatural being who appears as a deformed and or ferocious looking woman. She flies
Girls
around
get it done. Ferocious woman.
ferocious. Uh,
Ferocious girl.
oh goodness. She flies around in a mortar and
What?
wields a pestle.
A
So like you know like
mortar?
a mortar and pestle.
What is she making guac?
Yeah, apparently she's a master of guac, I guess. And it's
This is
just
more like a This see when you were like, I don't know what Marvel's gonna do. I think they're gonna run out of ideas. No, Katrina, Baba Yaga is gonna come to theaters 2030. She's gonna be flying around in her mortal or
mortar and
mortar,
pestle.
yeah, and pestle. What?
Oh goodness. And it says that she dwells deep in the forest in a hut, usually described as standing on chicken legs.
Chicken legs.
Yep. It says she's also an ogress who steals, cooks, and eats her victims, usually children.
Okay,
And she,
so that's what she does with kids. Okay, she
yep,
eats them. Baby
yep.
back ribs.
Oh, why? Okay, you know.
Baby back ribs, baby oil.
No.
I can't think of it. Baby powder.
Gross.
It's not but, like, have you ever had this thought that the names of those things are weird? You're like,
It is, yeah. It's
"Is it
like
babies?
like
Like babies?
avocado oil, olive oil,
Mm,
sunflower oil,
ba
baby oil. What? Yep.
babies?"
But it says that Baba Yaga is a guardian of the fountains of the water of life. She lives with two or three sisters, all known as Baba Yaga. So she's
Wow. Their
yep,
mother was quite creative with the names.
yep. It's like a child naming their stuffed animals. You're
Mhm.
Sally. You're Sally. You're Benjamin. That's
Was
it.
that an example, like a real life example?
Yeah, my stuffed
Okay.
animals used to be all called Sally.
Alright, I've just Sally.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's either Sarah or Sally. I think it was Sally.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
was thinking more like, you know how, like, kids have, like if they have a pet and it's, like, a black lab, they'll be like, "It's
Mhm.
Blackie,"
Yep, yep,
or
that's
they'll be
pretty
like, "It's
common.
Puppy."
Puppy
The
or
name yeah.
cat, just cat.
Yeah, it's just Cat. Kitty, that's his
Kitty.
name.
Yeah. Oh, for like your first pet is endearing. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the real Baba Vanga, shall we?
We shall.
Okay. So Baba Vanga was born on October 3rd, 1911, to Pando Surchev and Pereskiva Surcheva in Strumica. Forgive my pronunciation, I apologize.
And
Those
this
are her
is in
parents.
Bulgaria?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe. Let me double check. It's in Macedonia.
What?
Okay, yeah. So Strumica is in northern Macedonia. It's I think pretty close to Bulgaria, I think the border. So when she was born, she was a premature baby who suffered with many health complications. So apparently, with their tradition, a baby is not given a name until it's like deemed is going to live. So
Hmm.
once she started like improving, and they're like, okay, she's going to live, they they sent out a midwife to ask somebody on the street for a name. So the first name that someone said was Andromeda, which they rejected because it was too Greek. And this was like during a point where they were very anti-Greek. Like this region was very anti-Greek within like Bulgarian society. And then they asked another person, and then they said Vangalia. So I think it's technically, I've read that it's technically a Greek name, but it sounded enough like
But it
Bulgarian
was close
that
enough?
it was close
Wait,
enough. You're
why
like,
are
okay,
all
cool.
these people giving them, like, Greek names when it's, like, there's anti-Greek sentiment going around?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really know unless they're from Greece originally, but I don't really know. They're just kind of like, this sounds pretty. Here you go, Andromeda. Like, no. So Vengalia was her name, and then they shortened it to Vanga. So Baba Vanga. That's how she got her name. So in her childhood, Vanga was an ordinary child. She had brown eyes and blonde hair. Her father was an internal Macedonian revolutionary organization activist, and then he was enlisted into the Bulgarian army during World War One. Shortly after her father left to join the army, her mother passed away. So this left Vanga dependent on neighbors and other close family friends to help raise her. So then after the war, Yugoslav authorities arrested her father because of his pro-Bulgarian activity. So since he fought on the Bulgarian side, they arrested him. Then they confiscated all of his property and like all of his land, his house, like everything. And so his family fell into poverty for many years. Vanga was considered intelligent for her age. She loved playing a game called like Healing, or some people called it Doctor, where she basically, her friends would pretend to be sick and she prescribed them herbs. Basically, like kind of like a medicine lady, but for kids. Like, you know, like when you get like those play kits for kids nowadays, like that, but with herbs. So eventually, after her father got out of jail, he remarried. And then so Vanga had technically two parents again and didn't have to rely on neighbors to raise her. So until the age of 12, she lived a pretty normal life. According to Vanga, there was a freak tornado when she was 12 years old that lifted her into the air and threw her into a nearby field.
It's like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So her family reportedly, apparently they looked for a few days. I don't know how it took them
What?
days to find. I guess I don't know how far away this field was.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't either.
Cause yeah,
I was
I don't.
thinking it was, like, immediately adjacent to whatever
Yeah,
village they
exactly.
lived in, and I was like, "Oh, so they
No,
just flung her over okay, just next
yeah,
door." But
yeah.
no.
So I don't know where she landed. Her family, when they found her a few days later, her eyes were injured and sealed shut, encrusted with a thick layer of dust and dirt, and she was unable to open them because of the pain.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so when they found her, they said that she was like almost like she was starving, dehydrated because she'd been out there for days and didn't. I think she was disoriented. Obviously, couldn't see. So yeah, but they eventually, her family was only able to scrape together enough money for a partial operation to help heal her eyes.
What does
Because
that mean, a partial operation?
well, like
So
it's
does
not
are
like
you talking, like, they're in the middle and all of a sudden they're like, "Well, money's up,"
no.
and they just left her on the
I think
table?
no, I think it's like, you know, like they started to do what they could, but then
Yeah, you're just
I don't know.
describing it. You're describing exactly what I'm
Well, there's
asking.
like certain like it's not gonna be like top tier, you know, like you're not gonna
So do you okay,
add
this
what?
let's debate this. Do you
Okay.
think that partial operation meant they were able to go to, like, like, a good doctor, and he was like, "Okay, partial operation. It's only gonna be, like, 25 minutes instead of the hour." So then when 25 minutes was up, he was like, "I'm done. Hands up." Or do you think they took her partial operation meant they took her to, like, a sketchy doctor, like, behind a Pizza Hut, and he was like, "I'll do the whole thing."
I don't think they had Pizza Hut, but I think it wasn't like the top tier doctor that
But
would
they did the
like look at
whole
them.
operation?
I mean,
Or
that's what
just
I'm guessing, yeah.
okay.
I don't know for sure. This was like in the early 1900s.
Mhm.
I don't really know. However, so like the treatment didn't really work and she gradually lost her sight. So over the next few years, she gradually
Blind.
lost, yeah, she just became blind. Yep. Vanga later said that during this time where she was in the field, that was when she first saw like visions.
I mean, I would too if I was starving and hungry. Wait, starving and
I mean,
hungry?
sorry,
No,
yeah, same
thirsty and
thing.
hungry.
Yeah, yeah. So some people believe that like that incident instilled her with the gift to see the future.
Mhm.
But that's still kind of like up for debate. But that's kind of like her origin story. That's her
Okay.
hero origin
She got
story.
sucked up in a tornado and flung into a field, and then she started
Yep.
seeing visions. Okay.
Yep. So in 1925, so when she was about 15 or 16, Vanga was taken to a school for the blind in the city of Zemun in the Kingdom of Serbs, where she spent 3 years and was taught to read Braille, play the piano, as well as like knitting, cooking, and cleaning. So after the death of her stepmother, she had to go back home and take care of her younger siblings. So then, while she was blind, she basically, yeah, she had to clean, cook, all this stuff. So her family was still very poor, but she still had to work all day. And she had to take care of everybody. Then during World War II, Yugoslavia was invaded and dismembered by the Axis powers, and Strumica was annexed by Bulgaria. At that time, Vanga attracted believers in her ability to heal and to soothsay, or to like see the future. A number of people visited her, hoping to get a hint about what, like whether their relatives were alive, or like where they were, where they died, maybe like if they were missing, where they could find them. Then on April 8th, 1942, the Bulgarian Tsar, Boris III, visited her. So like people would like come around from like all over Bulgaria just to like see if she could tell them where their loved ones were, or like
Was she accurate then? Because I feel like a lot of people probably did this to get
um
money during, like,
it's
World War II.
it's kind of hard to say. I think sometimes she was. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been well known.
Okay.
But it's kind of hard to find a lot of if those ones actually came true. But they also came to her too for like herbs and things. She was still like she was known for healing medicines like herbs and things. She was actually a very firm believer that if you were from an area, you could only use herbs from that area.
Hmm.
Right. So like the herbs like around here, like from us, like from Minnesota, like only herbs and wild flowers from here could be used to heal us. So that was kind of like her method, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, but she was really good at that. And then on May 10th, 1942, Vanga married Dimitar Gustrov, a Bulgarian soldier who had come asking for the killers of his brother, but he had to promise her that he wasn't going to seek revenge on them. And they fell in love. So shortly before their marriage, Dimitar and Vanga moved to Petric, where she soon became well known. So even more well known. So then Demeter was in, he joined the Bulgarian army and had to spend more time in northern Greece, which was then annexed by Bulgaria. Sadly, Demeter caught an illness in 1947, so only like 5 years later. So he got sick, and then he fell into alcoholism and passed on April 1st, 1962. So they weren't married for very long. So sadly, he got sick and passed away. So even after this, Vanga continued to be visited by dignitaries and commoners. And then after World War II, Bulgarian politicians and leaders from different Soviet republics, including Leonid Brezhnev, the general secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, came to her for her guidance and to see if she could see his future at all. So, and there is one, I didn't put this in the slides, but there was one reporter around this time that went to Baba Vanga to see like if she could see her future at all. And Baba Vanga basically didn't look at her and she didn't say anything to her and she's like, come back in 3 months, that's it. And then so the lady's like freaked out, she's like, oh, okay. So she came back and Baba Vanga said that again, she didn't look at her. It was just like, come back in 3 months. And so the reporter took it as, I'm gonna die in 3 months, because she couldn't see into the future enough. And she passed away 2 months later in a car accident with her sister. So I don't know. It's just like one of the things where it's kind of, if she just couldn't see the future, or if, I don't know, just like a weird coincidence. Who knows? Okay, so in 1966, following her increase in popularity, and overwhelming numbers of people wanting to come visit her, the Bulgarian government put Vanga on a state payroll. She got
Whoa.
paid to see into the future and help guide people.
Did she get her own, like, little government building?
I don't think she didn't get a building, but
Like
she
an
got a little
office?
posse.
Did she get an office? Oh, she got a
She
posse.
got, she got a posse.
That's
She was
pretty
given
cool.
That was pretty awesome. She's given 2 secretaries and a panel to interview potential patients because there's so many people that wanted to come see her and seek her counsel that they're like, you need help. Here, we're going to give you people to help interview these people to like weed out who needs your help more. Yeah. So the followers of Vanga believed that she predicted the precise date of her own death, dreaming that she would die on August 11th and be buried on the 13th of August. Shortly before that, she said that a 10-year-old blind girl living in France was to inherit her gift. So kind of around the same age that Baba Vanga inherited her gift, this girl in France is supposed to get her gift. And then she said that people would soon hear about her.
Wait,
So,
say that part again, I was confused.
okay, so Baba Vanga, she dreamt that she would die on August 11th,
Mhm.
right? And then shortly before that dream, she said that a 10-year-old blind girl currently living in France, at least at that time, was to inherit the gift to see into the future, and that the
Mm.
world would soon hear about her.
Whoa. Do you think
So
Baba Vanga inherited her gift from somebody else?
that's what I'm wondering is like, because there's this, like, she was 12 when that happened, and this girl in France is supposed to be 10 years old.
Mhm.
So it's like the same kind of, and she's blind too.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like the same track record, right?
Pattern, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Baba Vanga died on August 11th, like she said, in 1996 from breast cancer. Her funeral attracted large crowds because she had a huge following.
So,
Fulfilling,
wait, was she
yes.
buried then on August 13th?
I don't know for sure. I
Okay.
didn't see that in the
Okay.
articles I found, but I bet she probably was. Unless if it was, I don't know. I guess I don't know their customs or like how long it takes to bury somebody there. I don't know, but she did die on the 11th of August, like she said. So at least part of it's right. So fulfilling Vanga's last will and testament, her Petric house was turned into a museum, which opened its doors to visitors on May 5th, 2008. So you can go visit it. You can go visit her actual house. All right, so a little bit more history about her. Vanga was semi-literate in Bulgarian, She could read some Braille and Serbian, and then she learned in Zemun, but she did not write any books herself. So basically, what she said, or like, allegedly that she said or predicted, was captured by staff members or like family friends. So like she didn't write anything down herself, but other people wrote it down for her. So that kind of makes it hard to know if it comes in, like I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but like it kind of brings up the point of how much of this was actually her prediction, how much is like given her credit now, like looking back, like it's kind of hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into a lot of her predictions. So Vanga's predictions, according to her followers, were said to have a 85% success rate. So 85% of them were supposed to come true. However, according to experts who have researched her prophecies, say that it's only a 68% rate. So, I mean, it's still decent. Like, it's still better than
That's a
50%.
D plus.
Yeah, it's like, it's still passable.
It's a D plus.
So, maybe not pass, but it's close.
Mm-hmm.
Many of her followers claim that she correctly predicted the breakup of the Soviet Union, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, the sinking of the Russian submarine Kursk, the September 11 attacks on the Twin Towers, which I think was one of the first ones that I heard about,
Oh, okay.
and then Tuplov's victory in the World Chess Tournament, and that the 44th president of the United States would be African American. He was.
Half.
Obama. Half. What?
He's half.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. But he still was African American, right?
That's true. See, that's
So,
what that's what that my theory is. I'm like about these mystics is
mhm.
they make these predictions that are just vague enough
Yeah.
to be, yeah, but I was partially right.
Yeah, that's kind of like the
You get
troubles
points.
with any of
Yep.
them. Yeah, yep. All right. So, on the other hand, some Bulgarian sources say that the people who are close to her claim that she never prophesied about Kursk, and many of the myths about Vanga are simply not true. So,
Mhm.
there's actually a lot of people that like lived by Vanga when she was still around that say like she just did it for money, that she just said stuff to vague, I think like vague enough, so she seemed like she was gonna be correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people actually got annoyed with her and just were like, she's just asking for money. It's just like
I
a
mean,
yeah.
she was trying to provide for her younger siblings, and
Yeah.
they were very,
Mhm.
very poor and had everything taken away from them. So, I mean, do
Yeah.
what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. As long as, yeah.
Hmm.
Alrighty, so we're gonna get into some of the most famous slash true predictions that she's had. So in 1989, the mystic said, quote, American brethren will fall after being attacked by steel birds, and innocent blood will be gushing. This is what some see as a prediction of the 9/11 terrorist attacks in New York in 2001. So when the two planes hit the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center, that's what she's saying is like the steel birds. So that one, if that's truly what she said, that makes sense. She didn't give a year, but it's pretty close to what happened. So yes. So something that she foresaw the 2004 Thailand tsunami, saying a huge wave will cover a big coast covered with people and towns, and everything will disappear beneath the water. Everything will melt, just like ice. So wait. So Baba Vanga also claimed that she knew that that Europe would cease to exist by 2017. Although so that one's more like a famous one, but it's not. It's obviously not true because Europe is very much still intact. But some people think that she was talking about Brexit, which the UK voted on in 2016. So I don't know. That one's still kind of vague. So Vanga was eerily precise in saying that the 44th US president would be African American. However, it's also said that he would have been the country's last president. So that's the second part of her prediction for the 44th US president. So so yeah, so that part didn't come true, but he was African American. And then some of the ones for like 2020 or 2022, some people are believing that people are just putting words in her mouth, basically, like saying that she said this because she didn't write any of her predictions down herself.
Yeah, now it's
So,
just sort of become more of a tall tale where you could say
yep.
anything that and be like, she said that.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Mhm.
then, let's see, yeah, because like she did start. I think it was like last year, 2021, is when she started getting more notice. Again, at least like from on the internet, people were like, "Oh, look at this!" You know, dealing with like COVID and stuff. Apparently, she
Mhm.
had predictions with COVID, so
Okay.
that kind of sparked a new trend to like look into her predictions. So
Is
that's where a
that where
lot of
you
these could
heard
have
of
come
her
from.
from?
I don't remember where I heard of her. I think I've learned about her either 2020 or 2021, but I don't think it was about COVID. I think it was what was it? I think it was like I think it might have been in college when we were looking at like people who could see the future, like time travelers. Do you remember that time?
No.
Oh, okay. Because there's like a time where like we would watch while we were doing homework super late at night, just like time traveler stories and things, like people that claim to be time travelers. I think that might have been when I first heard about her, but I can't say for sure.
Okay.
So it was around that time.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. So then also, the last famous prediction that she had that I have in this list is that she also is said to apparently have accurately predicted the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster in Ukraine, and also the death of Princess Diana in 1997.
What a random one.
It is the death of Princess Diana. Yeah, that one's
Interesting.
it's random. Yep. The next one is about Kursk, which this is also kind of one of the controversial ones because some people say that she predicted this one. Some people are just like, no, she never mentioned anything about Kursk. But this is what it is. So in 1980, Baba said that the Russian city of Kursk would be, so the city itself, would be covered with water and the whole world would weep over it. Then in 1999, in August, although the city is still there was a horrific disaster in August 2000 when a Kursk submarine sank and all 118 military personnel died. So it's like
Mm.
it's not the city, but it's still a Russian submarine named Kursk. So and it was like covered in water,
Mhm.
right? Because
Because it's in the water, because it's a
it's
submarine.
it's a submarine, and they all passed away. So yeah, so I mean, it wasn't the city, but it was still Kursk. This one, I guess the timeline on this one is still kind of debatable. But in 1994, Vanga predicted that, quote, at the beginning of the 21st century, humanity will get rid of cancer. The day will come and the cancer will be chained in iron chains. So, like, we're still technically part of the 21st century, like the early part of it. So, like, this still could happen. But people are starting to think, like, that's also, like, a fake one. Like, people, like, it's not going to ever come true. And she clarified later that the words, like the reason why she used iron chains is because apparently the medicine against cancer would contain a lot of iron. So
Alright.
if it comes true, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so we're still waiting on that one. And then this next one I have is kind of funny, made me giggle. She said that she also believed that a cure for old age would be invented. It will be made from the hormones of a horse, a dog, and a turtle. Quote, the horse is strong, the dog is hardy, and the turtle lives a long time. End quote. So, yeah, that one, uh, I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah, yep. Alright.
Trust the science. Trust
Just
it.
trust the science.
Mhm.
Alright, so we're getting into some predictions that never came true. Alright, in early 1993, Vanga seemed to announce that the USSR would be revived in the first quarter of the 21st century, which we're still kind of in that, so it's like,
This is I
yeah,
would have
yeah.
rather switched this one out with the turtles and the dog one.
Me, it's true, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's
So, like, this one's still up for
this
grabs, we
one's
don't
still
really
up
know.
for grabs.
Yep.
Wow.
And she said that Bulgaria would be part of it. And then in Russia during this time, many new people would be born who would be able to change the world for better or for good. We don't know. She just said change the world. So
Hmm.
ominous. And then Vanga prophesized an impending nuclear disaster, Fukushima nuclear accident, quote, as a result of fallout, of radioactive fallout in the northern hemisphere. There will not be any animals or vegetation, end quote. So after 2.5 years, she realized that like there's still animals and plants.
And
So she
she's
said, yeah,
wrong.
she reluctantly said that she was wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah, so she actually herself said that she was wrong on that one. The next one, she predicted that the final of the World Cup in 1994 will fight two teams that start with the letter B. She got that one half right. The final two teams were Italy and Brazil. So she got one, but not Italy.
Okay.
Yep.
She's got as much skill with that as that octopus that decide from, like, South Africa that decides every year.
What?
You don't know about that?
No, I don't. It's just like a groundhog thing?
No, it's like I mean, sort of. There's the
Okay.
octopus from, like, I think it's from South Africa, and it decides the winner of or it tries to predict the winner of the World Cup when they have it. I don't know if the World
Okay.
Cup's every year, I have no idea, but
I don't follow it. I think it is, but I wouldn't
I
know for
don't
sure.
watch soccer or football. Yeah, Paul the octopus.
Paul.
Mhm.
I love
He
it.
had accurate predictions in the 2010 World Cup, and that's what brought him worldwide attention as an animal oracle.
Has he guessed correctly in other ones?
I don't know, but 2010
Okay.
he was completely right.
He was right. Okay.
Mhm.
Have you heard? I just found this out today. Did you know that baby octopus ride jellyfish like horses? Like they sit on the top of the jellyfish, and as the jellyfish swims, it just like propels the octopus through the water like a horse.
No.
It's
That's
amazing. I
fu
love it.
They ride on top of it?
Yeah, it's like so they think scientists think it's like probably for protection because no one's gonna try to eat a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's adorable. They ride them like little horses.
Oh my
It's so cute. I'll have to see if I can put the TikTok and the link in the description. But yeah, it's super cute.
That's cute.
Yeah,
Did Baba Vanga predict that?
I don't think so. I didn't hear anything about jellyfish or octopi, so
She was too preoccupied with dogs and turtles
and horses.
and
Yep.
horses.
Yep. The last part of like the predictions that never came true from like the early 2000s, and this is like one of the main reasons again why people are starting to talk about Baba Vanga more, is because she allegedly predicted that World War III would begin in November 2010 and would end in October 2014, which I'm very glad that this didn't happen, especially then. But yeah, so she also said that kind of along with that, in 2011, with all the radioactive fallout, animals and vegetation would cease to exist in the northern hemisphere, and then Muslims would start a chemical warfare against surviving Europeans.
Didn't she talk about this vegetation and no animals in the northern hemisphere before?
Yep, and that was for a
Why
different
is
nuclear
she, like,
disaster.
obsessed with that?
It's like doom and gloom. I don't know if it's like if that's what she sees or if it's because people are trying to cause like a dystopian future outlook. Because this could be again some of the, especially the more ones for like today's times. It could be like words in her mouth, right? Especially because she started to get popular around this time. I do think that she did predict World War III to be 2010. I think
Mm.
that was her, but like other ones that consequently come from that, I'm not sure if that was her or not. It said that it is, but she didn't write any of it down. To go along with that, with World War III, in 2014, she said that most people will suffer from ulcers, skin cancer, and other skin diseases as a consequence of chemical warfare. And then in 2016, Europe would almost be deserted.
Hmm.
So those are ones all kind of revolving around her World War III prediction.
All of these are
Right.
so negative.
They are. They're very negative. Yep. Going for 2020. So again, she passed away in 1996. So she predicted a lot for the future. Specifically, 2020. She said the Russian president could die from an assassination attempt made from within the Russian government. That didn't happen.
I mean, we don't
Um,
know if that didn't happen or
I mean,
I
they
mean,
could have
he didn't
attempted
they
it, but
attempted, yeah, but
yeah, I'm sure he gets attempts all the time. But
I have
yeah,
no idea. Allegedly, he poisons and kills any of his, enemies that are
yeah.
within Russia.
Yep. That the US president would fall ill with a mysterious illness, which would leave him deaf and with a brain tumor, which didn't happen in 2020 at least. And then she also said that a meteorite was supposed to fall on Russia.
Bad things for Russia. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot with Russia coming up too. So,
Does she not like Russia?
oh, she loves Russia apparently. Yep. So, and then for 2021, for last year, she predicted difficult times will come. People will be divided by their faith, which COVID kind of did divide a lot of people. And more abstractly, she said that, quote, a strong dragon will seize humanity. 3 giants will unite. Some people will have red money. I see the numbers 100, 5, and many zeros, end quote. Some people interpreted the thought of the dragon was a nod to China's rising power in the world. And then she also predicted that doctors could find a cure to cancer. So again, cancer. And the production of petrol would stop because trains would, quote, fly by using sunlight. That
That
didn't
hasn't
happen.
come true.
Not yet. Maybe like 50 years from now, but not yet. And this is for this year, 2022. So a virtual reality takeover for the coming year, and the world would spend more time than ever looking at screens, which is true.
She doesn't
See, I don't know if that one's
this
her or
isn't
if
I
that's
don't
like
think
a
this is from her because all these other ones that it's like, it doesn't sound like her language, like her
yeah.
like, because she's using like, "The planes will fly by sunlight," and then there's stuff with the steel birds and,
Yeah.
turtles and bears and tigers and stuff, and then now it's just like, a virtual VR is coming, and then people are looking at their screens. Where's
Yeah.
the flowery, weird language?
I mean, some of it too is because it comes from different articles. It's like their adapted language too. It's not just quotes from her. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Another prediction for 2022 was another pandemic, this time discovered in Siberia, caused by a frozen virus that would be released by climate change.
See, this isn't her. This is like straight up like, what is this, Greta Thunberg? Who's doing?
I
This
have
is
no
just like
idea. I don't know.
this is like
But I'm just,
conspiracy from Reddit. This is that
it probably
page.
could be.
This is
I didn't use Reddit, but I don't know.
released by climate change.
So then another one was a prediction that many cities would face water shortages that would result in political consequences as alternative solutions will be
That one's
used.
true.
That one is true, yeah.
Because Southern California, just what was it? The headlines were they're gonna have water shortages this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yep. And then she also said that this is a year that aliens would come to visit us,
I
and they're
hope
not
so.
friendly.
Take me away. I don't
Don't
want to
say
be here
that.
anymore. Take me out of
Well,
here.
okay, so it's apparently they're gonna send an asteroid, which I don't know how to pronounce this. It's Oumuamua. I don't know. Oumuamua. That's what this is supposed to.
Oumuamua?
Yeah, that's what this is supposed to be called.
Okay.
The asteroid, and they're gonna send it to look for life on Earth and to take
They can
prisoners.
take me. Take me. Take me.
No.
I'm sick of everyone. Take me. You
Oh
can
goodness.
probe me and whatever. I'll hop on Oumuamua. We'll fly away.
Gross.
Fly up out of here.
Oh man. She also predicted a famine in India due to a drop in temperatures that would result in locusts attacking crops.
This is some like biblical shit.
It is, yeah. And then more earthquakes and tsunamis with intense bouts of floods in Australia and parts of Asia.
She's obsessed with the floods and the.
hmm
She's just.
I think though, like, because floods, like not gigantic floods, but like floods and tsunamis and earthquakes, those are pretty common things.
Yeah, that's what
So
she's.
like,
It's being vague enough to be like.
yep.
Mhm,
It's like this will happen this year. It's like,
mhm.
yeah,
Like,
one will,
duh, there was
but
like a. Yeah.
yep. One of the predictions that she said, apparently, like I said, she loves Russia. This one is
Does
kind
she
of
though?
timely.
Because she's like, the Russian president's gonna die and then a
Well,
meteorite's gonna hit it and.
I don't know. Okay, here's apparently in an interview with the Daily Mail, Vanga apparently made a blanket prediction about the world powers and leaders, saying, quote, Putin's glory will remain untouched. Too much is brought in victim. Nobody can stop Russia. All will thaw as if ice. Only one remained untouched. Vladimir's glory of Russia.
Oh, maybe she does like Russia. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I'd say she likes Russia. And then she also alluded back to her World War III prediction saying, Russia will not only survive, it will dominate the world. So this is why people are starting to get back into like looking at her predictions and
But
things
wait,
because
didn't we just cover with the dragon and red money and stuff?
Mhm,
So that
yeah.
was alluding to China though.
Yeah, well, Russia and China are working together right now too, so that doesn't surprise me because didn't she say like three dragons?
Three
Yeah,
dragons?
three giants will unite.
Well, who's the other one?
I don't know yet, but I'm thinking if that is what it is,
It's Oumuamua. It's the alien asteroid.
it's the asteroid, Russia, and China.
Mhm.
Yep, they're gonna work
Okay.
together. So yeah, so that's why people are looking back into Baba Vanga right now. So these are her predictions for the future. All right, well, this one's for
Oh,
next.
the future. So she did,
Yeah.
25 years into the future from 96, so this is the future.
This is a future.
So
Yeah,
when
for
does
our
the
future.
future start?
I don't know.
After
Well,
today?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, Baba Vanga, hit us.
All right. So she foretold.
Stunt
So
on
this is
these
for.
hoes.
This
Stunt
is
on
for.
these hoes, Baba Vanga.
Okay. So this one is for next year. So this isn't future, but this is next year. Okay. So she foretold that in 2023 the Earth's orbit will change.
That would kill us. We
Exactly.
would be
Yep.
dead. I hope she
Well, it
knows.
depends.
That was okay. I'm concerned, Katrina, because this is the beginning. This is the first prediction on this very long list of predictions.
Yes.
So
Well, people still survive because she talks about people. So it must not have been that
we would
drastic.
die.
It depends on how gradually it happens.
No, we
If
would
it does.
die. Baba Vanga.
Yep. Well, she's not here anymore. She doesn't care. She just gave us
Obviously, she
predictions.
doesn't care. She's just flinging out these accusations. If Earth's orbit changed even a little bit, we'd either get like toasted or freeze to death.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a very thin line.
Mhm.
But don't we drift closer? Isn't it that we drift closer to the sun slightly every year? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know if that's a thing.
So technically that would be true because technically every single year we change. So, I don't know.
I can't
Okay.
tell if she's really, really good at science or if her stuff is but she makes her stuff so vague.
It's vague. I think it's
Or
just
if
vague.
she's
Yeah.
just
Yep. So in 2066, the U.S. will unleash a climate change weapon on Muslim-controlled Rome. I don't know.
I'm sorry, but this has turned into some InfoWars Alec Jones shit.
Yep.
Are
Yep.
you kidding me?
No, this is part of apparently what she's predicted. So then between
Climate change
2025.
weapon on Muslim controlled Rome. That's my best Alex Jones impersonation.
Good job. Good
Thank you.
job. Between
Oh.
2025 and 2028, global hunger will be eradicated.
Oh, that's a
Um,
nice one.
that's it. See, that one's a
See,
nice one.
she's
That's
had
a
all these horrible ones, and nothing has been positive.
yep. That's a nice one. Well, besides curing cancer, but
Oh yeah, that's like inject yourself with iron or something.
I don't know. So this one doesn't have a date, but this is what she said that eventually China will overtake the U.S. as a superpower.
I mean, this has happened already, so.
Kind of.
Oh, it's happened. TikTok. You're on TikTok.
Yeah, true.
Mhm. They're
Between
stealing your information.
Um, so polar ice caps will melt between 2033 to around 2045, and ocean levels will rise around this time, which they are.
Mhm.
So in 2100, we'll apparently start using a man-made sun.
I mean, okay.
It kind of isn't there like some lights, like some LEDs you can get that plants can grow with, right?
Yeah,
Like grow lights
yeah,
and
I have
stuff.
grow
So
lights. And then
I
there's
mean that
also the other light to help people that suffer from can't remember the term off the top of my head, but during the winter when there's not a lot of sunlight, a lot of
oh
people
yeah.
get those lights, those lamps that are
Mhm.
supposed to be really bright and you just kind of like bask in it like a lizard for a while. It's supposed to
Yeah.
help your mood. So,
Yeah, so I
it's
mean,
a
technically
man-made
we
sun.
yeah, so we kinda have it. Not
Yep.
huge, but, like,
Mhm.
they kind of exist. By 2130, humans will start living underwater with the
Okay.
help of the technology from the aliens.
That's perfect. Makes perfect sense. Perfect
Mhm.
sense. Thank you, Alex Jones. Thank you.
Yep. A colony on Mars will enable the planet to become a nuclear power and demand independence from Earth from around 2170 to 2256.
That's
So a
Elon
huge
Musk's
time
fault.
span.
That's
Yep.
Elon Musk's fault.
Yep. In 2304, humans will discover time travel.
Oh, cool.
And then her last prediction was that the universe will end in 5079.
I can't wait.
We won't be around, so.
I know I won't be around.
So her predictions and persona remain very popular in parts of Southeast Europe, primarily Bulgaria and North Macedonia, which is where she's from,
Mhm.
as well as parts of Eastern Europe, especially Russia.
Duh.
Yeah, so
She basically, like, wrote a love letter to Russia. I'm sure
yeah,
she's there.
yeah, so they have a lot of publications to her.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, and one of them is, quote, the Great Encyclopedia of Vanga. Yeah. Yep.
Bestseller. New York Times bestseller. It's in Oprah's book club.
So, what do you think? Do you think it's believable? A bunch of lucky
Oh, you
guesses?
know what I think. I think
Yeah.
she was a poor woman who got everything taken away from her, and I think she used smoke and mirrors to make a living, which is
Hmm.
totally fine.
Yeah, I do think like there is some sort of like seeing like I do think some people can see like the future a little bit or like can like connect with people that have passed on. Like I think that does exist.
Mm.
But as far as seeing all this stuff and especially because she's not 100% accurate, it's hard for me to believe that I think she maybe could see some stuff but like not to this extent. Right? Like I don't know if she could see that far into the future or like
Yeah.
predict like exact times like some of that's still fuzzy and she did grow up in a very different time so
Yes.
like
I think people see what they wanna see or believe what they wanna believe.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yep, yeah.
But yeah, no, she lost me when she was like, "Russia will not only survive, but it will dominate. Russia, Putin's glory, untouched. Nobody stop Russia. All will fall ice. Vladimir, Vladimir, Russia, Russia." That's when
Yeah,
I was like, bye.
yep, yeah, it's yeah, she's very popular with Russia and
I'm
with
sure
everything.
she is.
Yeah. And like with everything going on right now it's kind of scary and that's why people are looking at her predictions again because
We do not support violence of any kind,
no.
unless it's a tornado flinging people into fields.
sounds like Wizard of
It
Oz.
makes me laugh. I don't know why. I can't remember what episode we did where there was like a tornado or something and it like made someone like fly into a wall. I don't remember.
What?
Or it
It
was
was
like
like
maybe it was
Lucky's People
cows.
where he flew, like he
Yes.
landed in a haystack,
Yeah,
but
that's what it was. That made me laugh.
okay, yeah.
I don't know. People like flying in tornadoes and like being flung into fields make me laugh. It's not funny. It
It's
isn't,
not funny, but the
but it
thought
makes
of
me
it,
laugh.
yeah, like when they're okay, it's like you look back on it, it's like, what? It's kind of funny.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's actually happened a lot more, I think, than we realize. That
Oh, I'm sure
people,
it does.
yeah,
I'm
there's
sure if
like,
I go on YouTube and I type it in, I'll laugh for hours.
don't.
I might do that after
There
this.
was I think there was a story a few years ago of this lady. She I think hid in her bathtub, and the bathtub got flung out of her house. She was okay, but like,
Was she still bathing? Was she like trying to bathe while
well,
she was...
no, she covered herself like in pillows. 'Cause, haven't you heard that? Like, if it's
No.
really okay, so like if you don't have a basement, one of the safest places, at least like it used to be like 10 years ago,
The
people were like,
hallway, right?
or is that, or you get in your bathtub and cover yourself with blankets and pillows or like your mattress to like give yourself like a cushion on top of you.
So if you
Because like,
fly away, you're gonna have
well,
like
like the
body
theory
armor?
is like, well, that and fluffy body armor.
Like you're the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man?
Yeah, well,
Ghostbusters?
the thought is too is like you won't necessarily fly out or whatever, but if stuff falls on you, you won't get like
Oh,
your house won't crush.
crushed.
Yeah, so like if your
Mhm.
mattress is on top of you,
Okay.
then you won't get crushed. But
Crushing isn't funny, but the thought that
no,
you fly away with your mattress, like holding onto your mattress and you like
you get
windsurf in there, it's funny to me.
you get yeeted.
Yeah. Papa Vanga got yeeted by a tornado and flew into a field.
Oh my goodness. The part though that makes you upset about that is like, how did it take her parents or like her dad so long to find her?
And she must have been yeeted really, really far. I don't
But
know.
like, what does nearby mean? Like, what?
I don't know. I mean,
Because unless it's like a
maybe
planted field, like
I'm thinking like her dad was not the best father. And he was like, meh, she'll come back. And then he was like,
maybe,
he's like, I'll search. And he like searched a little bit. And then he's like, I'm hungry. And
maybe.
then went back to eat. And
Oh man, or like if it was like, I guess like when I
I
first read
really,
that, I thought it was like a unplanted field, so just bare dirt. I'm like, how could you not find her in a bare dirt field? But
I
if it
don't
was
think he was
planted,
looking.
isn't that hard?
I
Oh
really, in
man.
my head, I'm really thinking it was just right across from the village. And she was there for days and hours, like screaming and yelling. And people were
That's
like, is that?
so sad.
I'm sure that's what happened.
Oh man. I mean, I can see like if it was a cornfield, right? I guess I don't know what plants they plant there, but like corn, you can get lost in that.
Oh, that's scary. Yeah.
Yeah, but like a plain like a wheat field or something, I feel like you'd be able to find somebody pretty quickly. I don't know, but I'm sorry, Mama Vanga. I don't. Oh
We're
man,
sorry, Vanka.
we're sorry. I want to. Okay, I'm gonna look up and see if there's actually a young. Well, let's see. So she passed away in '96, right? So there's a girl that apparently inherited her powers.
Oh my god, yeah, we haven't even talked about the girl. Who is
So I haven't.
this?
I don't know. I don't know if she's even like because okay. So Vanga passed away in '96, so the girl would have had to have been born in '86. So now she would have been let's see, 10, 20, 30, 30 something years old, right? Almost 40 years old.
I don't know.
Because 86, because she'd be 10 years older than you. So yeah, she'd be like 36, almost 40. So it's kind of hard too to believe like if like nowadays like anybody could read that and be like, oh, I lived in France and I was 10 years old at this time, so like
I haven't.
I'm blind, right? Because she had to be blind too.
Oh yeah, you have to be blind.
Okay, so like the first article I found, apparently Baba Vanga's granddaughter said that she inherited some of her abilities.
Well, that's not right.
That's not the person that Baba Vanga said would.
Yeah, that chick's just
So
riding on Baba Vanga's coattails.
see, that's what I'm afraid of. Like nowadays, it's easy to fake that, right? But yeah, that's like pretty much all I'm finding right now is that her granddaughter apparently says that she inherited her powers. So maybe she did, but
No.
yeah, I don't see anything about anybody actually coming forward to say that they inherited her powers. So that's if it's true, then they're still out there. So, yeah. So for this podcast, these are some of the sources I used. Wikipedia, great jumping off point. Metro.co.uk, NewYorkPost.com, allthat'sinteresting.com, and dailymail.co.uk. I'll try to leave that TikTok about the jellyfish riding, or the octopus riding the jellyfish down below, because it's really cute. I love it. Yeah, if you have any suggestions for future episodes,
For
please feel
predictions. I just want some, like, crazy ones where it's like, "In 2038, the human civilization will live underground."
see. Okay, now you're bringing me back into like I listen to a lot of paranormal podcasts, and apparently, some people believe that there's a race of mole people that actually live in mountains.
What?
That's another thing for another time.
That's
But yeah,
that's what? Mole
that's
people?
or like there's like a race of aliens that apparently live in mountains, and that's why people, or like even Bigfoot, like they live in mountains, right? And that's why people disappear. That's why people don't go to certain mountains. They've seen ships fly out of these like certain places. It's a lot of stuff. It's interesting, but I'd have to do a lot of research. That's probably hard to find. So that'll be much later.
I'm intrigued. And as always, new episodes of the FWP are out on Wednesday from wherever you get your podcasts from. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notifications button to get updates on when new episodes are released. And if you'd like to help us out, leave a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. It helps us out, helps us get noticed, helps get the word out. And thank you.
All right, Wanderers. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.